You're listening to the BTEC PE podcast with Mr. B. So, welcome to the BTEC PE podcast. Today we're going to be looking at the principles of training. So, if you're working on any BTEC PE assignments at the moment or in the future, be sure to check out my website. I've included links to all the relevant information you will need to complete the assignments, but it's really important for you to understand the assignment criteria before you do this. Make sure you work with all your teachers to clarify and make sure you understand the criteria before using that site. So, the principles of training. When you're about to start a training program or planning a training program, there are several principles you need to make sure you consider before doing this. The correct use of these principles is really important for the training to be effective, and any experienced coaches will know exactly how to use these to get the best out of their athletes. If you don't use these principles, then the training probably won't be effective, and then the athlete or the performer won't make any progress towards their target. So, the FIT principle. This stands for frequency, intensity, time and type, and you need to consider this anytime you're planning a program. Frequency relates to the amount of times a week that you train. So people attending the gym will generally aim for 3 to 4 times a week, but professional athletes might be training every day. If you're following me on Instagram, you'll see the frequency of my training. I'm posting videos every time I train, and you're seeing if I'm training every day and how many times a week I'm going through that. Intensity is how hard you train. So we previously talked about exercise intensity and the importance it has on when you're training the aerobic or anaerobic systems. This can also be applied to lots of different types of training. So in weight training sessions, you will increase the intensity gradually by increasing the weight lifted. Again, the intensity can change dramatically for different exercises. So you could do some hill sprints to increase the intensity when sprinting. You can increase distances when you're running. It really varies. You could increase the reps as well as increasing the weight in the weight training. Again, if you're following me on Instagram, you'll be seeing the intensities I am working at for each session. Time is how long you train for. So when people are starting out running training to improve aerobic endurance, they might start off running for 20 minutes continuously, then increase by 5-minute intervals. So generally, when you're doing aerobic endurance training, the minimum you need to be running for is 30 minutes. If you're not quite making it to 30 minutes, then you're not going to train and improve the aerobic system. So anytime you're doing that, you need to make sure you're out for a minimum of 30 minutes. Type is the method of training selected. So a long distance runner will have to train the aerobic system and therefore select continuous interval or fartlek training. Another example we've got is a hockey player will need to balance their training between hockey-based practices, working on their skills and their techniques, but also working on their general aerobic, speed and strength fitness. So they could be using stuff like circuit training and plyometric sessions as well. Moving on to additional principles of training. So the first one is progressive overload. So when you're training, you need to make sure you overload the body to make sure that the planned session is actually challenging enough. This then enables progression in fitness. So if the correct intensity is not targeted, no improvement will occur. Training will be pointless. The training has to be specific. So it needs to be specific to the performer's needs or sport. A competitive 100-meter swimmer will do lots of swimming training with the inclusion of some additional strength and flexibility training in the gym. It's not relevant for them to include long-distance cycling or running. You need to take into account the individual differences of the athletes. So everyone's different, everyone likes different things, everyone reacts to exercise in different ways. So you need to make sure you account for that. So the starting point of an athlete should be a really big factor on what method of training is chosen and how FIT is used. So you need to consider previous injuries as well as time and access to equipment and facilities. and this could influence the training sessions. So again, if people haven't got access to certain gym exercises or gym equipment, you need to plan around that. Adaptation and rest and recovery. So this is when the body adapts or changes to different demands that's placed under. This will follow the training session and occurs during the rest and recovery phase. So it's important for athletes to get sufficient rest and recovery time so they can then allow the body to adapt and renew the broken down tissues. If the body does not get adequate recovery time, which can also include the lack of sleep or lack of quality sleep, then the targeted fitness component will not make progress, and this can also lead to injury. So reversibility. If you stop training or exercising is not intense enough, then you're going to lose all your fitness. Okay, so it's usually about 2 to 3 weeks. If you don't do any training at all, that's when you start to reverse and lose that fitness. So in order to avoid this, you need to make sure you keep consistent with your frequency and your intensity of sessions. Variation. So it's important to keep things interesting, exciting, and avoid boredom with athletes. So the coach needs to provide a different variety of training methods or activities, and this will help with motivating the athlete and hopefully then see better results. So cricket rounders and baseball players will often use a variety of different balls to practice their throwing and catching. Long, triple and high jumpers will also train on different surfaces such as an athletics track, grass or sand, again just to add different variety to the training, make it a bit more interesting while also increasing the challenge. So there's your summary of the different principles of training. Again, experienced coaches will always consider these before they plan their training program and when they're working with athletes. Again, I've got a couple of great videos on YouTube, so make sure you take a look at those. Got a really good playlist when it comes to principles of training. So next time we'll be discussing the training methods and different ways you actually then train to improve these fitness components. Thanks for listening.